Hi there, welcome to the Ukulele channel and welcome to this demonstration and tutorial of my chord melody arrangement of Die Lorelei, which is a famous German folk song. It's actually done by my German wind band that I direct, the Music Meisters in the Twin Cities of Minnesota. So what I'm going to do in this video is first of all talk about what chord melody is. Then I'll demonstrate the song on GCEA, soprano concert tenor ukulele. Then I'll demonstrate it on DGBE ukulele. Then I'll do a tutorial for GCEA ukulele, and then a tutorial for DGBE ukulele. If you want to support the work on this channel, there are three things you can do. First of all, you can like this video. Second, you can subscribe to the channel. And third, you can always buy me a cup of coffee to say thank you for making this content at www.buymeacoffee.com/ukestuff. I do have 2 books of chord melodies available that you can find at the Buy Me a Coffee page. You can also find it on the Apple bookstore. You can also find it on Amazon for Kindle and in print. Those 2 books are Hymns and Carols. I also have a number of free resources on my website, including my own arrangements, like this one, and you can download it for free on my website at ukestuff.info. You'll also find links to the works by Elizabeth Ragsdale, Tony Krimlisk, and links to the pages of Spencer Gay's Uke Education, as well as a link to the paid materials by the late ukulele Mike Lynch. All right, so let's talk about what chord melody is. Chord melody is the next step, I think, in playing beyond just strumming and singing. Now, there's nothing wrong with strumming and singing. I still strum and sing a lot. However, there are times that I like my ukulele to do more of the work. I want it to carry the melody, and that's what chord melody is about. You're going to play with your thumb, and you're going to play parts of chords, full chords, or just single notes on the ukulele. You're going to be reading tablature, which is like looking at your ukulele this way. So if you're holding your ukulele and you just flip it up, that is what tablature is. And as you're looking at it, the top line is the first string, the bottom line is the fourth string, and numbers are which fret you press down. So if you see a 0 on the 4th string or bottom line, it means you play an open string there. Now, my arrangements for chord melody are generally made so that they can be played by high G, low G, high D, low D. Doesn't matter which instrument you have. Some chord melodies are written specifically for high G or low G, high D or low D, because they want to use the lower notes, for example, on a linear tuned instrument. All right, let's begin with a demonstration of Die Lorelei. All right, so let's begin with the tutorial for GCEA soprano concert tenor ukulele. We're going to begin with just an open first string, D chord. Now I've been jumping over and just moving up to the first string 2nd fret, then back open, and then you have to set up at the 1st finger at the 5th fret of the first string, and then fingers 2 and 3 at the 7th fret, playing just strings 3, 2, 1. Then slide down to 4 on the first string, 2 on the first string, and then your D chord again. Then you have to switch your fingers quickly to make this G chord at this shape. So the first finger is going to be on the 3rd string 2nd fret, the second finger is going to be on the 2nd string 3rd fret, and your ring finger is going to reach over to the 4th string 4th fret, playing just strings 4, 3, and 2. Repeat the 2nd string, D chord, strings 4, 3, and 2. Repeat the 2nd string, A chord, strings 4, 3, and 2. Then 3rd string 2nd fret, 2nd string open, D chord, strings 4, 3, and 2. A chord, strings 4, 3, and 2. That pretty much repeats. So 1st string open, D chord, reach over, 1st string 2nd fret, 1st string open, up to the 5th fret. So 1st finger on the 1st string 5th fret, and then fingers 2 and 3 on strings 3 and 2 at the 7th fret, just strings 3, 2, 1. Slide down 4, 2 on the 1st string, D chord, strings 4, 3, and 2. That modified G chord, strings 4, 3, and 2. Repeat the 2nd string, D chord, strings 4, 3, and 2. Repeat the 2nd string, A chord, full thing. 2nd string 3rd fret, 2nd string open, D chord, just strings 4 and 3. Now you're going to play the 2nd string 2nd fret, A chord, strings 4, 3, and 2. Up to the 2nd string 2nd fret, back down to the 2nd string open, full A chord. 2nd string, 1st string. Now keep your fingers 1 and 2 where they're at, but then reach with the pinky to play the 1st string 4th fret, E7 chord, repeat the 1st string, A chord, repeat the 1st string. Now we're going to go to the 4th fret, put your fingers on strings 4, 3, and 2 at the 4th fret, just those strings. 1st string open, E7, A chord. Now what I do just for the harmony here is I just lift off the 2nd finger to play an A7 there. Repeat the 1st string, and this is just like the beginning, mostly. D chord, all 4 strings. 1st string 2nd fret, 1st string open, up to the 5th fret. 4th fret, 2nd fret, D chord. Now there's the biggest jump up to the 9th fret, and then like we made that chord on the 5th fret, we're going to do that at the 7th fret. Repeat the 1st string. Now, bar chord right above the 2nd fret. Pull against the fretboard, add your thumb for some support. Pinky goes on the 1st string 5th fret. Repeat the 1st string. Play an A7, but put your pinky on the 1st string 4th fret. Down to 1st string 2nd fret, back up to the 4th fret, and then that bar chord D again, right there. And that's D Lorelei on GCEA soprano concert tenor ukulele. Now let's work through it on baritone. All right, now let's work through it on baritone. So open 1st string, A chord, up to the 1st string 2nd fret, 1st string open, up to the 5th fret on the 1st string, and then fingers 2 and 3 go on the 7th fret on the 3rd and 2nd strings. You're only going to play strings 3, 2, 1. Down 1st string 4th fret, 1st string 2nd fret, A chord. Then you're going to make a D chord by playing strings 4, 3, and 2 with this shape. So 1st finger is on the 3rd string 2nd fret, 2nd finger is on the 2nd string 3rd fret, and the ring finger is on the 4th string 4th fret. That D chord is going to happen a couple times here in the song. Repeat the 2nd string. Now we're on the 2nd line, A chord, strings 4, 3, and 2. Repeat the 2nd string, E chord, strings 4, 3, and 2. Down to the 3rd string 2nd fret, back up to the 2nd string open, A chord, strings 4, 3, and 2. E chord, strings 4, 3, and 2. 1st string open. Now this is very much like what we just played. This is the 3rd line now, A chord, whole thing. 1st string 2nd fret, 1st string open, up to the 5th fret. 1st string 4th fret, 1st string 2nd fret, A chord. That modified D chord. Repeat the 2nd string, A chord, strings 4, 3, and 2. Repeat the 2nd string, E chord, full thing. 2nd string 3rd fret, 2nd string open, and then A chord, strings 4 and 3. 2nd string 2nd fret, then an E chord, strings 4, 3, and 2. 2nd string 2nd fret, 2nd string open, E chord, full thing, second string, first string. Reach up with the pinky on the first string. B7 chord, repeat the first string, E chord, repeat the first string. Now, at the 4th fret, you're going to play strings 4th string 2. First string open, B7, E chord. Then I lift up the second finger just for a harmonic purpose, really making it E7. Repeat the first string. Now, a lot of this is the same as the beginning until we get to the end. A chord. First string, 2nd fret, first string open, up to the 5th fret. 4th fret, 2nd fret, A chord. Then we're going to jump up to the 9th fret. First finger goes on the 7th fret with fingers 2 and 3 going on the 9th fret, strings 3, 2, 1. Repeat the first string, A chord, but what we're going to do is make a bar chord right above the metal 2nd fret. Put your pinky on the 5th fret. Pull against the fretboard. Repeat the first string, down to an E7, but put your pinky on the first string, 4th fret. Down to the first string, 2nd fret, back up to the 4th fret, and then that bar chord again, A chord at the end. And that's the Lorelei on baritone DGBE ukulele. I hope you've enjoyed hearing and learning how to play the Lorelei on GCEA or DGBE ukulele. Again, this is for free, downloadable at my website at ukestuff.info. Thanks so much for joining for this video. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll be back soon with some more uke stuff for you.